And what's up, guys? Welcome back. We are live. Welcome and good to join me right now. This is Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. A little bit after that, but the market just closed, and that's awesome because the best part can start now. And I want to go with you guys today to kind of what I do when the market ends, end of the trading week, what I go through, and this is really the key that allow me to kind of become better over time. Like you'll see a big difference between good traders that just finish the week, go home, go party and have fun. And the traders that kind of maybe stay there or maybe come back on Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, whatever, to work and to get better. And that makes a big difference. It makes a difference between a good trader and a great trader. So I want to show you guys kind of what I do. And every single time the week ends, you need to do something like this. So I'll wait for you guys to join in a little bit, but we'll get to that right after. And this is going to be awesome. I look really looking forward to this because a few people I talk to do this. A few people are willing to go back on the chart, go back and see how they perform and how they can become better. Most people, they just think that they can show up, they can do the work, and even then, if they know they have to review, they tend to find an excuse for not reviewing. And you might feel right now like you don't see the result that you want to see in your trading at this point, but you need to keep in mind, and this is really important. I heard this today from someone I talked to. In business or in trading or in everything in life, the work you put in now, like you won't see the result tomorrow. The work you do now, you will see the result in like maybe 6 months. Usually that's like a good term, but not today, but in 6 months. So whatever you do today, even if you feel like nothing move forward, nothing works fine, you'll see the result 6 months from now. And I can relate this with myself when I was backtesting at some point. I was backtesting some strategies for the market like a long time ago, 2 years ago, and I would just back this and then I would start to trade. But then the result would be like crap, and the result would not work out for the first 2 weeks. But I had to remind myself that the result I was getting then came from the past 6 months of work, not like the past work I just did. But the result you do now are gonna show up 6 months from now. And even though like that's why you cannot slack off and just not do the work. You have to keep working because the result in 6 months are going to be dictated by what you do today, and that's really important. So awesome, guys! 7 people watching. Comment below in the chat if you have any question, or if you just want to say hi. And this is Friday afternoon after the market close, which is the perfect time. I do way more work when the market is closed as opposed to when it's open. So I want to go through kind of what I do every single week and every single time the week end, and you should do the same. Okay, this is like universal. Doesn't matter if you're a day trader, a swing trader, a position trader, whatever. Do the same because the review you have at the end of the week is going to dictate how good the next week starts and how the month's going to end, right? That's really crucial. So basically what I do first is I need to understand how I performed the past week. So I will usually go back on the chart every single Friday or Saturday and look at whether I missed some trades. Okay, that's important. And I'll at the same time keep an account of whether my trades for the week were good or bad. Did I have any bad trade? Did I have any good trade? And try to see how that turns out. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen with you guys for a second because I want to show you a trade that happened today that I didn't take and I missed. Partly because it was too early, partly because I was doing something else. But I want to show you that. Just give me a second and I'll be able to share my screen. Here we go. So every week I will go back on the chart. Okay, here's EuroCAD. It doesn't really matter what chart that is. But I want to go on GBP We had a good trade setup on this earlier. Or was it another pair? Not quite sure. Yeah, that was exactly this pair. So see how we talked about this earlier in the week where it was reaching a support area 1.30. And now we have this engulfing candle here on the on the 1 hour chart. And basically what you do is we would enter above the high, stop loss below the low. But when I saw this, price was about over here, okay? And I told myself, well, I'm not gonna enter here because my stop loss would be too big, and that kind of fucks up all my system. So I put an entry kind of here at the original entry I would have. It was not triggered because price just shoot right up in the right direction. Okay, this was at 5 a.m. Eastern time, or kind of 5 a.m. Kind of close at 6, which is kind of early, right? Which is something that I did not trade, but I was awake at that time, and I could have traded that. But what I need to keep in mind is not whether I need to wake up at 4 every single day to trade. What I need to keep track of is this is part of the backtesting I've done. For example, when I went to backtest on the chart, this would be part of it because I would be taking that trade no matter what time it is, no matter. So I want to keep track of it to include it in my stats because I want to compute the right stat at the end and see what happened. What is my performance now as opposed to just stats, as opposed to if I didn't take any bad trade or if I didn't fuck up anything. Okay, and I want to compare because as much as I want, as much as I can, my goal is to be closer to the perfect stats as opposed to being further away. And I want to look at those trades and take note of them because that's really important. I'll go back on pretty much all the charts I have, see what trade I missed. And I know this week I only missed one on this pair. And there was also one on GPUSD. Okay, pretty much the same thing at the same time. Those would have been correlated trade, pretty much. Okay, so I think that was, yeah, over here. Okay. Not that, well, this one would have been a, yeah, I think it went above the high. This one would have been a trade as well. Okay. But we really wanted to go back on the chart. Now, the other thing with this, because we could look at the chart for 4 hours or 10 hours, but it doesn't make any difference. We know what we missed, we know what we didn't take, what we did, and what we took well, and that's awesome. But the next part to it, the next step, is going to be, well, we have to go back and see how we perform with our habits. What habits did you do? What habits did you not do? And that's why having a journal like this or a whatever planner like this thing right here is useful because you want to rank yourself. Did you show up to look at the chart at the right time? Did you do your review at the right time? Did you journal like you were supposed to do? And really impressive. Okay, guys, so I want you guys to comment below in the chat and let me know that everything's looking fine. I want to make sure. But anyway, so here's the thing. Yeah, I have a list of habits I rank myself on every single week. If one is lower, I definitely know I need to work on that one. I need to improve that one. Okay, that's for sure. And I write this down in my notebook. Now, the other thing I need to work on, the other thing I'm going to note, if I had any project that I was supposed to work on the past week, anything I had to put into practice, I'll go back, see if I did work on that, let's say back this thing, let's say a script, whatever, because I want to see if I achieve things. It's really good to start things, but it's much better to finish them and to complete them by the end of the week or the end of the month. And you want to rank yourself on where you are on that level until you get to becoming good at it, right? That's really important. So I'm going to go back and see if you guys have any question about that. Sorry for the sound problem at the beginning. Should be working fine at this point. And yeah, so comment below with your question. Of course, we have a video. Perfect. Nice. In Romania, I think that's awesome. And cool. Wonderful, guys. So I see you guys are muted or whatever. But if you have any question, comment below in the chat. I know this is the end of the week. Some people are at work. Some people are back home relaxing. And that's good. But I want to encourage you guys to, as always, go back on the chart, review what you have to review, and make sure to finish the week on a strong note. Because the way you finish every week, like whether you think about it or not, and you might not think about it, but it's going to reflect in what happens next week, right? And you cannot allow yourself to have one bad week and then the next week's going to be bad. That won't work because that's half a month that you just wasted. So if a week goes bad, do something for the next week to be right and for the next week to be a better week. And that's the basic premise behind all of this. Now, I noticed this week for myself that I had actually a pretty good lesson. So I had a trouble with a script I have on MT4 just open in front of me. But yeah, so for some reason I was getting an alert on my phone like every 5 minutes and the script was broken. But I fixed it during the week and now it works fine. So that's a good process. And I'm probably going to reduce a lot the chart time I make in the following week because I don't need to look at the chart now. I have these alerts coming up on my phone. Basically, the only thing I need to know is what pairs are on my watch list and what pairs are at zones I will look at. And that's what I'm kind of curious to know for you guys. Comment below in the chat or in the comment box after that if you still want to see those weekly reviews I do. Okay, because I'm kind of wondering. For me, the reviews now are going to be very short, in my opinion, because I'll just look at the pair quickly and do this at the major levels, it's not, and so on. So if you want to see weekly reviews, comment below, and I do want to know for sure. I might do them, I might not do them, depending on how many people request to see them. But that's kind of question I have for the following week. Pete, welcome. Awesome videos. Perfect. Love it. 100%. Perfect. So guys, you're joining me as I finish always, but that's awesome. It doesn't really matter. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching those videos. Do this every single time the weekend. So we'll recap quickly for people joining us live now. Yeah, perfect for people joining us live now. We'll recap. First of all, you need to go on your chart, go through all the pairs you follow, see if you miss any setup, add them on your stats, try to see if you can correct anything. Yeah, reviews are great. Andrew, exactly, perfect. So first of all, chart, then habits. You go back on your journal or your planner, whatever that you have that you use. See what you can correct. See, like, I have a list of habits that I go through. I rank myself. Is it good? Like journaling, reviewing the chart, taking the trade I'm supposed to take, whatever. Can you rank yourself on those? And then it's gonna be all about the work you were supposed to do. Whether that's gonna be practicing, did you do it? Whether it's gonna be writing a script, did you complete it? It's good to start something, but much better to finish. Okay. So I'll leave you guys here. This is short, this is fast, but end of the week, and it's 5:20 p.m. here Eastern Time. Hope you guys like this. Comment below with your thoughts as always. Give a like if you enjoyed this video today, and I'll catch you guys here tomorrow. Nice video schedule about how to trade with the Mac. I'll try to put the link